Let's kill it. It's the bob and the weebly.
Hey, what's going on, Warriors? It's Guru Joe and Professor Eric here, and we're just covering some basic boxing, Panadukan, JKD, because they're all the same thing, right? So Kali really just means hand motion. That's the literal translation. It's two words. A lot of people think it's either something to do with knives or that it's the god of Kali, the Hindu god, but that's not it. It's actually two words, Ka and Li. Li is short for Li Hook, and it just refers to hand motion. That's the literal translation. So what people tell me, that to paraphrase it, it's body motion. So it's anything the body can do, and that's really just all martial arts is what can you do with your body. So we did the cover and hit before. So I'll use that to start, and then this video is going to be on the bob and weave. We'll give you a bunch of different angles because there's a little confusion that is commonplace in this move here. So he's just going to feed me a hook, right? So I can cover and hit. And he goes to the other side, cover and hit. That's it. Simple, short movements, right? So once I'm set up though, so he feeds a hook. Let's say the other hook comes in, slow motion. See, imagine he even connects a little bit. See how my head is moving away from the object? Then it's going to go down and under this way. Okay, now if he feeds a hook on the other side, I'm already a little bit away from it, so I go down and under. And there's a few different boxing configurations here that we can do. We can do what's just called a trunk roll. So if he feeds like the right hook so you can see it, only my upper body is doing the movement. That's still a bob and weave, right? And the term bob and weave comes out of something like this. Let's say you throw a right cross. Bob is the slip. Well, what's he going to throw after cross? He's going to throw a hook. So weave is that next motion. But the principle's still the same. So I can do it all upper body, right? Which in boxing is very, very safe. You don't have to worry about the knee or anything like that. You might even look down a little bit. I would not suggest that, right? So if he feeds the hook again, when I roll, I'm trying to look at his torso, specifically at the collarbone, to keep an eye on him. Plus, I want to look at him because eventually I'm going to bob and weave and counter hit at the same time. If you're looking at the floor, bad things are going to happen because I didn't move my legs. The knee could come. He could hold me down with his forearm. Anything, man. If it's street, tie, he could elbow you in the back of the head. That's not going to be good. A hit to C1 and C2, the vertebrae, is usually a concussion. You don't want that. In fact, like if it's the street and I knee somebody, a lot of times I'm just going to ring their bell, heavy forearm or heavy slap, right? Because you're not going to hurt your hand. You don't want to hit the back of the skull this way. Okay, the other way to do it is just to involve the legs. So when he feeds the, yep, sure, I'm going to go away from it, but now my knees are going to bend. And what you're going to notice with this is my body can stay more upright with spinal alignment being vertical this way, so I get better eyes on the partner. The trunk roll sometimes a little quicker. I can just get around the arm, but when I want to move my whole body, I just bend the legs. See, and I can still hit, I can watch out for things, I still have good posture going forward. So that's just the bob and weave in its simplicity, but we can make a little drill out of it. So all you could do is just have a person throw straights and pause. So he's going to throw a jab and pause. And I'm going to make him weave, bob and weave with the other hand. That's it. We'll just no reaction off that. If he throws a straight right, just have him weave. That's it. And I could just throw it out of the blue, right? So he could go jab, maybe I don't do it. Cross, and I do it. And right now, I'm giving him a really big tell to give my partner a signal that, oh, hey man, this is coming. As they get sharper at it, you're going to tighten the curve to where you're just basically just throwing a punch in their head. This is a good time to talk about mitt training. You can see my fingers here. This is a very hard, rigid surface, so if you're training at home and you don't train in the academy, you never, ever hit the person. Yeah, exactly. I saw at a boxing gym a detached retina from this, and the finger didn't even hit him. It was the edge of the mitt was so hard that it just blew out the guy's eyeball, right? So you don't want that to happen. So what you're looking for is not to hit your partner, but to represent lines of attack. Straight lines, curved lines, how to slip. So it doesn't matter if my fingers go this way or I go this way. I can go with just the flat like that. He can still slip it, he can still parry it, whatever. when it comes to the bob and weave, I'm not even really aiming with this. I'm trying to wipe something off his shoulder. So when he ducks underneath, see how I curve my hand down? Look where my hand is. Slightly below his shoulder. One of the common things that happens when people are training is like, all right, man, gotta help you out. Give you a bob and weave.
Yeah, they go right over the
They
head.
go right over the head. You are not helping your partner. You're also not helping your partner if you try to KO him on it, right? But I'm going to go through Professor Zarek's head, so he has to duck his whole arm, his whole head out of that space. And why does the height difference not matter?
What is the height difference? Because I'm bending my knees. I'm moving my under.
And from my perspective, what am I aiming at?
My head.
Yeah, I'm always going to aim at his head. So he's got to duck where I'm aiming, not based on our heights at all, right? If he aims at me, he's going to punch at my chin. So I have to move the same amount he does regardless. I'm not going to hit him in the chest just because I'm shorter. I'm going to go for his head if that's where I want to hit him, okay? So that's the basic bob and weave. Just key principle is move away from the direction first and then duck under. And you can do it in a straight line too. See, if I throw a straight right, he still moves slightly away from it and then ducks under that way if he didn't slip to the outside. Okay, so that's your basic bob and weave. It exists in the JKD program. It exists in Kali and Panatukan. It exists in Muay Thai and Western boxing. So pretty much what you notice is all respective arts kind of have the same technology.
Yep.
So everything good is multi-threaded. String theory again.
For sure, for sure.
All
For
right.
sure.
Are we out?
I think we are. That was awesome. It's pretty much just like going across and then a hook. The only other thing I ever have people do when they hold the pads is really awkward is they throw like a really shallow hook that wouldn't even be connected.
Oh, that is a good point.
Like, how do I do it?
Like if we put a little drill together, like if he gives me jab, cross, across, bob and weave.
Yeah.
And you have your partner aim here. Well, it looks like a middle range hook, but I'm nowhere near you. If it's truly a middle range hook, I'm still going to aim at his head.
Yep.
So again, give your partner good energy. Ignore them if they do that. Exactly. That's it. Okay, so bob and weave, I think we covered it. We'll see you guys soon. We're the Warriors.
Warriors out. Do we need the gloves in?
No, we're good on the